Drink more water. I mean, we hear it all the time, right? It's probably the simplest, most universal piece of health advice out there. But what if I told you that this fundamental rule has a hidden and sometimes fatal exception? Let's dive into the surprising science of when good old H2O becomes dangerous. And look, let's be totally clear, it's true. Water is absolutely essential for life. I mean, our bodies are something like 60% water. Every single cell we have depends on it to function. It is literally the bedrock of our biology. But it's this universal truth that makes what's coming next so incredibly shocking. So in 2007, a 28-year-old mother of 3 named Jennifer Strange died. Why? She was in a radio station contest called Hold Your Wee for a Wee. Yep, you heard that right. The challenge was just to drink an enormous amount of water in a very short amount of time without using the bathroom. She ended up drinking nearly 2 gallons, that's 7.6 liters, in just 3 hours. Hours later, she was dead.
Now, this wasn't just some tragic one-in-a-million fluke. This is about physiology, it's about balance, and it's about a very real limit that exists inside every single one of us. So, how can something so vital, so pure, become so deadly? Well, that is exactly what we are here to break down.
Okay, first things first, let's get a handle on the condition itself. We're not talking about your daily hydration habits here. This is all about what happens when you drink a lot of water all at once. The official medical term for this is hyponatremia. Now let's break that word down because it's actually pretty simple. Hypo means low, and natremia, that refers to sodium. So it literally means low sodium, not enough salt in your blood, all because it's been diluted by way too much water. You know, what's really fascinating and tragic about these cases is just how different they all are. You've got a radio contest, a party situation, a fraternity hazing ritual, a compulsive health episode, all completely different scenarios, right? But they all share that one deadly common thread, drinking a massive amount of water way faster than the body could ever hope to handle. So, to really understand how this system breaks down, we first have to appreciate just how elegantly it's designed to work. So let's follow a single glass of water on its journey through your body. It's amazingly fast. If you drink water on an empty stomach, it can start showing up in your bloodstream in just 5 minutes. Peak absorption is around the 20-minute mark. And this speed, this rapid uptake, is precisely why chugging huge volumes at once is so dangerous. It doesn't trickle in, it hits your system like a tidal wave. And this is where the real heroes of our story come into play, your kidneys. I mean, just think about these things. They're like this incredible high-tech filtration plant. They process your entire blood volume dozens of times a day, carefully reabsorbing what you need and getting rid of the rest. But even these powerhouses have their limits. And this right here, this is probably the single most important number in this entire explainer. 1 liter per hour. That's it. A healthy kidney can process at most about 1 liter of fluid every hour. You push past that and the whole system starts to back up. This is the critical bottleneck. So what happens when your water intake blows past that 1 liter per hour speed limit? The system doesn't just, slow down. It kicks off a really dangerous chain reaction. And we're back to our friend hyponatremia. Remember, low sodium. And it's not because you're losing sodium, it's because you're diluting it down to dangerously low levels, but just flooding your bloodstream with pure water. Okay, so your body is constantly working to keep the concentration of salt inside your cells and outside your cells perfectly balanced. It's a delicate dance. But when you drink too much water too quickly, your blood becomes way more watery, less salty than your cells. And if there's one thing nature hates, it's an imbalance. So it tries to fix it. And this shows exactly how that deadly process unfolds. Water rushes from your now diluted blood into your saltier cells, trying to even things out. Your cells all over your body start to swell up like little water balloons. Now, in your muscles, that's just painful. But in your brain, it's catastrophic. Your skull is a solid, rigid box. There is literally no room for the brain to expand. This swelling, it's called cerebral edema. It cranks up the pressure, and that is what leads to seizures, coma, and ultimately death. So how in the world would you even know this is happening to you? Well, here's the problem. The symptoms themselves create a very dangerous trap.
The early signs are pretty vague: a headache, maybe some nausea, feeling a bit confused. But as that brain swelling gets worse, the symptoms become way more severe, escalating to seizures and unconsciousness. Jennifer Strange, the woman from the contest, she complained of a terrible headache before she died. That was her brain swelling.
And here it is. This is the absolutely crucial, insidious part. Look at these symptoms: headache, nausea, dizziness, confusion. Sound familiar? They are almost identical to the symptoms of severe dehydration. So just imagine you're an endurance athlete. You feel these things. What's your immediate instinct? I need to drink more water, which in this situation would be the absolute worst thing you could possibly do. It's a dangerous deception. So who really needs to pay attention to this? Well, endurance athletes for sure. They lose a ton of salt through sweat and might overdo it with plain water to compensate. Military personnel during really intense training, and also people with certain medical or psychiatric conditions that can sometimes cause compulsive water drinking. All right, so with all of this in mind, let's get to the most important part. How do we stay safely hydrated without ever even getting close to this danger zone? The rules are actually really simple. First, for most of us in most situations, just listen to your thirst. Your body has some pretty amazing built-in signals. It knows what it's doing. Second, pace yourself. Remember that 1 liter per hour limit. Don't go crazy. And third, if you're sweating a lot for a long time, like during a marathon or a long hike, don't just replace the water. You have to replace the salt you're losing too. And this really just sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? Hydration is not a contest. It's not a race. It's all about maintaining a steady, consistent balance, not about overwhelming your body with a sudden flood. So the next time you hear someone say, drink more water, you'll know the whole story. The real goal isn't just about volume. It's about timing, it's about balance, and it's about listening to your body. The question really isn't about drinking more. It's about drinking smarter.